Hey guys, in today's video we're going to be learning how to make this mosaic granny square. This granny square was made with 6 colors. I've got a similar tutorial made with 5 colors, but this one is made with 6. And I used this square to make this ruffle bucket hat right here. And the tutorial for this is up on the channel as well. I used it to make 4 of the granny squares for this cat ear beanie. So you can make a lot with these, honestly. So without further ado, let's get right into the tutorial. Now, like I said, you need 6 colors. You can choose whatever colors that you want. You can even use less number of colors. Then I'm going to be using a 3.5mm crochet hook and scissors. I also advise that you have some knowledge on how to make granny squares before you attempt this tutorial. So we start off with a magic ring, and then you are going to chain 3. Every chain 3 in this tutorial counts as a stitch. Okay, every chain 3 counts as a stitch, and we are working on row 1 right now. Now into the magic ring you're going to do 2 double crochets, which is going to form a double crochet cluster. This is just a regular method on how you start a granny square. Then you chain 2 to form your corner, and then you're going to do 3 double crochets into the square. By the way, I'm starting with the white color on it, obviously. So I'm starting with the lightest to the darkest. You can flip it around just the way you want it. Now you chain 2, and then into the magic ring again you do 3 double crochets, and that is going to give us 3 granny clusters of double crochets. Okay, then you chain 2. We need a total of 4 of them, and then into the magic ring again you're going to do 3 double crochets just like that. And then to complete the row you're just going to chain 2, and then you are going to slip stitch your new color. Now you can slip stitch with the same color, cut off the yarn, then start with the a new color later, but whichever method you find easy. So I've just closed my square, and I'm going into the chain 3 from the start, and I'm going to put my crochet hook in there. I'm snipping off the old yarn, and I'm just going to slip stitch the new color, which is yellow at this point, in order to get ready to start with row number 2. Right, now that we've got a new color slip stitched in, we are going to chain 3, which is going to count as a stitch. Now you can, here I just like to pull my yarn through the chain 2 space just so it's easier for me to crochet. You can start crocheting the way you want, whichever way you want. So I'm just chaining 3. Like I said, it counts as a double crochet. Then into that same chain 2 space, that is the corner, we are going to do two more double crochets, which is going to lead to a granny cluster. This is half a granny cluster for the corner, and then you're going to chain 1, and into the next corner or the next chain 2 space you're going to do 3 double crochets. That is 2. That's the 3rd double crochet. Then you're going to chain 2, and into that same chain 2 space you're going to do 3 double crochets, which is going to form a granny cluster. Please, if I'm talking too fast, you can go ahead and go to the settings and reduce the speed of the video. If you can't see anything properly, just reduce the speed and follow the motions that I'm doing. Okay, then you're going to chain 1, and into the next chain 2 space you're going to do a corner stitch, and a corner stitch is 3 double crochets, chain 2, and 3 double crochets. So if you hear me say corner stitch, just know that we are doing the corners of our granny square to make the 4 corners of our granny square. Now this has a written pattern available. I'm going to leave the link down in the description box as well. Now to continue, you're going to chain 1, and into the next chain 2 space you are going to put 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, basically a corner stitch right there. Then to end the row you're going to chain 1, and into the next chain 2 space you're going to put 3 double crochets in order to complete the corner stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, and into the 3rd chain from the start you're going to insert your hook, cut off your row number 2 color, and then you're going to bring in your 3rd color, which is in my case the orange. I'm just going to bring in the orange, and I'm just going to slip stitch in like this, slip stitch just like that. Then I'm going to chain 1 to secure it. There we go. And like I said, I just like to pull it into the chain 2 space. then I'm going to chain 3. That's just me, you can do whatever way you want. Then you put 2 double crochets into the chain 2 space, just like that. And row number 3 is where the magic starts. Okay, we're going to be working in the middle stitches, so you're going to chain 1, and into that chain 1 space you're going to do 1 double crochet. Personally, I like to carry my yarn as I go because I hate dealing with yarns at the end. So 1 double crochet into that chain 1 space, then you're going to do a treble crochet, that is yarning over twice on your hook. Then we are going to do a front post treble crochet into the middle stitch of row number 1. Okay, since we're in row number 3, we are going to go down to row number 1. Then into that chain 1 space we're going to do a double crochet, and that's how it should look like. Then you're going to chain 1, and to the corner stitch, obviously you're going to put in a corner stitch, 3 double crochet, chain 2 and 3 double crochet. Then you're going to chain 1, and to the chain 1 space put 1 double crochet. Then you're going to yarn over twice, and into row number 1 go to the middle stitch and do a front post double crochet. So you're going to push your hook in, pull through, and then you're going to pull through all those loops on your hook. So pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through 2 again. So you're pulling through 2 3 times, pull through 2 3 times. Then you're going to do a double crochet into the chain 1 space, just like that. Then you're going to do a corner again. So I'm going to stop talking at this point and let you guys watch. Also, you can slow down the video, like I said, if you need to go to the settings and slow down the speed. Now when you get to the corner, obviously you're going to finish up with a corner stitch. That is 3 double crochets. That is 1 2 and our third double crochet, and then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to slip stitch. Just put your hook into the third stitch from the start, cut off your row number 3 yarn and bring up your row number 4 yarn, which for me is red. Okay, so this is our 4th color, row number 4. I'm just going to slip stitch it in, and then we're going to start off row number 4. So we're just going to chain 3, then into the corner stitch you're going to do 2 double crochets, which completes our cluster of 3 double crochets. And I'm carrying my yarn, chain 1, into the chain 1 space you're going to put 1 double crochet. Now since we're in row number 4, we are going to do our front post double crochet into row number 2, which is the yellow color. So you are going to do a front post double crochet, front post treble crochet. I am so sorry. Front post treble crochet. Then you're going to do a double crochet into the chain 1 space again, chain 1, go into the next chain 1 space, and in row number 2 do a front post treble crochet, then do a double crochet. I'm just showing you guys how I'm carrying my yarn. I'm going to be snipping off some of it because sometimes they get in the way. Okay, then you're going to finish that off with a double crochet into the chain 1 space. Then you're going to get into the corner, chain 1, and go into the corner and do a corner stitch. And you're just going to repeat the exact same thing over and over again. So I am just going to let you guys watch part of this, and then I'll come back for my commentary, of course. Okay, we're about to start up row number 5, so you're just going to chain 2, and then you're going to slip stitch our 5th color, which in this case for me is maroon or ox blood, whatever you like to call it, dark red, yeah. And then you are going to chain 3, start like normal, insert 2 double crochets into the corner. Like I said, it's the same thing over and over again. And then you're going to chain 1, and since we're in row number 5, we're going to be picking our color from row number 3, which is our orange. Okay, so we're going to do our front post treble crochet into the middle stitch of row number 3. So you're going to be yarning over and pulling through 3 times, and then double crochet. So double crochet, treble crochet, front post, double crochet, front post, treble crochet, then double crochet. That's it. That's the pattern. You guys can keep watching. Please, if you haven't subscribed to the channel at this point, please do. Like the video, leave me your comments down in the comment section, share this video as well. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. And yeah, you can do so many projects with this. Okay, so right now we are finishing up with row number 5. I've just got my slip stitch in and ready. I'm just going to bring in my 6th color, which is our black yarn. Yay! So you can go on and on and on and on with however long you want this project. I'm just slipping the black yarn in, and then I'm going to repeat the exact same thing that we've been doing, you know, chain 3, double crochet, and yeah, basically the same thing. So you can make a blanket with this. You can do the hat. You can try out the tutorials that I've already made on the hat, the bucket hat, the cat beanie. Those are like simple projects. You can make a cardigan, you can make a shirt, you can make a blanket, you can make, the possibilities are endless. Yeah, you can do a lot with these squares, and they're so pretty and they're so unique. You know, it's not like the basic granny squares. They're actually quite good. So yeah, I'm just going to show you guys like the end so that we don't drag on this tutorial more than we need to. I guess you guys get the hang of it. And like I said, we've got the written tutorial or the written pattern down. The link is in my description box, and I'm going to put in the comments as well. It's going to be all up on my Etsy shop, and you can get it there if you prefer a written something. Okay, so here we are all done with our black, and this is what it's looking like. We're just going to do our 3 double crochets, chain 2, and then slip stitch, and that is going to be the end of our work. So tell me what you think about this square. What color schemes do you think are going to look good? Let me know what you're going to be making with these. I want to hear your thoughts. So that's it for this tutorial. I'm going to see you in my other videos. Bye.